This is Claudia Aquino. I would like to talk about the different categories in a fitness competition because I get asked all the time what the different categories are. So there's actually something for everyone. So we're starting actually with the bikini, and that's a lot of my girls do bikini. It's extremely feminine, it's sexy. You have to be pretty lean, but not so lean that there's big separations in muscle. And of course, it changes. It depends. East Coast girls are a little bit more masculine than the West Coast girls. And then it depends who the judges are and what they're judging for. But it's a very sexy posing. You have to mostly concentrate on your hamstrings and glutes. And judges want to see small, tiny little midsection. And you can still have some shoulders, some nice round shoulders, but nobody cares about your back muscles. You don't even have to move your hair. The best, highest judged are usually people with longer hair, so a lot of girls get their hair extensions done. It's a beauty competition, really. So you have to have your professional makeup. The tanning is dark, but not as dark as it is for like a bodybuilder. And it's just tightness and overall view of your body, and of course personality. Make sure you're smiling the whole time, don't lose your smile, and confidence. That's pretty much what you're judged by. Of course, a lot of times they're judging by the skin a little bit, but it's in all competitions. It just shows your diet and it shows your water intake. So our first competition, a bikini. So the next category would be figure competitions, and that's something that I'm doing. So in figure, you need to have a little bit more muscle. There's a different kind of posing. You have to perform quarter turns by the comparison, while in bikini you only do front and back poses. And you still have a model posing as you come in, and just the overall view of your body. Nice tightness, separation of muscles, not striation, but separation of muscles. And just this nice little X shape where you have your legs and your shoulders, but your midsection is tight. You can still have a V taper in your back, and it's just something that has a little bit more muscle. So our next category up would be the fitness competitors. Most fitness competitors have a gymnastic background, so you have to be extremely flexible and strong at the same time. They have a certain amount of performance that they're being judged by. It's kind of sadly a dying sport because of the injuries that are being involved in it. You're coming from this gymnastic background, but you've been really young, and now you're in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, and doing those performances are causing a lot of injuries. So a lot of people just go right into the figure competitions because figure and fitness are very similar in body structure. Same suit, so there's different suits for different categories. Same suits, quarter turns, but you also in fitness have to perform. So that's our second one, which you don't find much anymore. Like in the Olympia, yes, but you don't find much on your amateur shows anymore, and that has to do with the injuries that are being involved. So our next one up would be physique. Now, physique is kind of a smaller version of bodybuilding, where these girls have a little bit more muscle. They're super lean, deep six pack. They have a little bit of striation in the muscle. The performance is when they're doing their posing on stage, it's a bodybuilding performance, but it's more feminine, where the hands are opened, and it's pretty elegant. They don't have to wear heels like in bikini and figure and fitness competitions, but they're doing the quarter turns. They have several poses they have to show. So it's a little smaller version of bodybuilding, and is very disciplined category. So from here, we're going right to bodybuilding. Now, bodybuilding is a little bit bigger. It's a dying sport because most people don't want to see big women like that on stage anymore. They're sacrificing their health for a placing, and that's not good. So it's kind of a dying sport. I think they still have it in the Olympia, but not so much in the amateur shows anymore. They have bodybuilding men, but not women. And yep, that's how I started. I started with bodybuilding because that's all they had for women. And I'm pretty tall, and I was always the string bean on stage, and I was always wondering why that is, because they go by weight. And because I'm tall, I was always a heavyweight, so I had to compete next to these big monsters. Anyway, so yeah, I'm so happy that they changed that. So that would be our bodybuilding. You know, you don't see it much anymore, but you can probably still research it online. There's also a new category, which is the wellness. Well, not that new. I mean, I think it's like 3 or 4 years old now. So that's for women that have bigger hips and bigger lower bodies. You know, they have thick legs and they have big booties, but they're still kind of like, it's kind of the endomorph shape, where you have a smaller waist and a smaller upper body, but you have bigger legs and bigger thighs, bigger glutes. And the reason why they got that is because these women can never genetically bring their bodies down to what the judges want to see in any of the other categories. They just can't. And I feel like this is the most beautiful category of all of them, because these women are so feminine. They have to do quarter turns, but they still, the posing separately is very like bikini posing. They just want to see tightness in their body. They don't have to be so crazy lean, but they want to see tightness in their body. And of course, skin tone and overall, you know, view of the body has to be very nice. And so it's, I would call this A shape probably. I'm gonna have to research it what they call it, but I call it the A shape because, you know, you're small on top and you're bigger on the lower body. Yeah, these women are just gorgeous. So that's our last category. It's the new category, which is wellness. So there is bikini, figure, physique, bodybuilding, and wellness, 5 categories. Of course, I'm only talking about the women's categories. Men have several categories too. They have the physique in men is it's more like a board shorts kind of category, where you don't have to have great legs, but your upper body has to be nice, and there's a certain amount of posing going into this one. Then they have the classic physique, which is kind of like what they did with the Arnold Schwarzenegger time, where they have those black briefs, and they have the posing is a little bit different. And of course, they have bodybuilding, and bodybuilding, you know, the trunks a little bit smaller, and so they can show a little bit more of the glute muscle, and it's a bodybuilding posing, you know. But like women, they have a little bit more categories, and it's really exciting if you've never competed before. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next video. This is Claudia. Goodbye. Don't leave yet. I need to tell you that you don't have to be in a bad mood when you're competing, when you're dieting. Okay, this is something that's a myth that people come up with, and you don't have to do that. If you tell your competitors that they're going to be in a bad mood when they're competing, they will be in a bad mood, because that's what they tell themselves. You know, your mind is a crazy thing. So you don't have to be in a bad mood. I never tell my competitors they have to be in a bad mood. You get emotional, you know, you cry easier, and especially if you're a little bit more empathetic, but you don't have to be in a bad mood. You're not gonna be a bitch, okay? And you don't have to. Being in a bad mood is a decision, just like happiness and being in a good mood is. You decide. So don't think that you're gonna be in a bad mood. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.